members of the graduating class, parents, friends of the university, ladies and gentlemen, we are extremely pleased to greet you and to welcome you to our annual commencement program. Our annual commencement program provides the opportunity to confer undergraduate and graduate degrees. It is also an occasion to acknowledge and reward students for their academic success. And we are pleased to celebrate the commencement convocation in the 148th year in the illustrious history of Claflin University. We are proud of our heritage as the first historically Black institution of higher education in South Carolina. We are equally proud of our legacy of an unbending and profound commitment to academic excellence and dedication to graduating visionary leaders with global perspectives. Those who are able, please rise for the posting of the colors. Post the colors.
Thank you, sir. Order. Post. Post. Colors. Present. Mark. Order. Mark. About. Face. Forward. Mark. Forward. Mark.
Please remain standing, and ushers, if you will allow others to come into the center for seating at this time as we sing the hymn, "Great is Thy Faithfulness," which is found on page 37 in the commencement program. Join us in singing the hymn. You may be seated. We will now have the invocation given by Reverend Paul W. Harmon, the Spartanburg District Superintendent of the South Carolina Conference of the United Methodist Church. Reverend Harmon.
Thank you, Dr. Let us pray. Great and holy God, who created the heavens and the earth, who breathed into our nostrils the breath of life, who called us into your service as followers of your Son, Jesus Christ. We lift up our prayer to you this day, that you might be present at this ceremony and at this witness, that you might bless all these graduates as they finish this chapter of their lives and enter the next. So may you teach them and teach all of us that you have ordered our lives in such a way that there is never an exit that is not followed by an entrance, even the end of life itself. So bless us now as we gather to honor them and to celebrate their journey and to be with one another and you. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, in whose name we pray. Amen.
We are pleased to have with us Mr. James A. Bennett, Chair of the Claflin University Board of Trustees, who will bring greetings on behalf of the board. Mr. Bennett.
President Tisdale, First Lady Alice Corson Tisdale, Ms. Ryan, fellow trustees, elected officials, faculty, staff, alumni, parents, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, the class of 2018, good morning. I am extremely proud to bring remarks on behalf of the Board of Trustees. I extend congratulations to the class of 2018. Your Claflin journey has ended, but a new begins. Your Claflin experience and education have prepared you to begin your new journey with the confidence and the skills necessary to overcome the challenges on your way to a lifelong commitment to visionary leadership and a commitment to improve human conditions. Make no mistake about it, leadership and service will translate into success. The global world that we live in today is in very much need of visionaries. and as newly endowed Claflin visionaries, you are expected to demonstrate courage, tenacity, determination, and passion that will bring about changes all across this nation, this continent, and uncharted waters. As you move forward in your career, you can believe that there will be challenges. On one hand, we will face economic and environmental concerns. On the other hand, we are seeking solutions for disparities in the delivery of basic human needs, education, affordable housing, and affordable health care. There will not be a shortage of issues to confront or to resolve. Now, I'm a big Batman fan. I think I've seen all 10 or 12 of Batman's movies. And in Batman Begins, Rachel Dawes, who's really in love with Batman, she said to him, "Who are you underneath that cape?" And he responded, "It's not who I am. It's what I do that really defines me." So I say to the class of 2018, who are you underneath that cape, that gown, that robe? And the response is, it's not who you are. It is what you will do going forth with your life that will define you. And what you do is up to you. But it is the expectation that you will follow in the footsteps of leal and loyal sons and daughters who have received their degrees from this distinctive university. They have gone boldly before you from this day. You can do no less. Your Claflin degree demands it. Your Claflin degree inspires it. Lastly, there's a difference between a leader and a servant leader. A servant leader puts service first. A servant leader is a servant first. Henry Tisdale is a servant leader. Kent Clark wrote over 50 years ago, "If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway." Ms. April Ryan, if you are successful, you will win false friends and true enemies, but succeed anyway. People favor underdogs, but they love to follow a top dog. Fight for a few underdogs anyway. What you will spend years building may be destroyed overnight, but build anyway. Give the world the best that you have, and it may never be enough, but give the world the best that you have anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and your God. It never was between you and them anyway. As you leave here today, don't forget to thank those that supported you and even made sacrifices so that you can realize this special day. I wish you Godspeed and a successful and prosperous future. A future that will bring pride to you, to your family, and to this alma mater. And thank you for allowing me to be your chairman of trustees. Thank you for allowing me to share the journey with you. For I am better, all because of it. Good luck and congratulations.
Thank you, Chairman Bennett. I'm pleased to make some special introductions at this time. I will ask you to hold your applause until I've completed the introductions. In that way, I think we'll move ahead more efficiently. Beginning with persons on the dais, Dr. Carl S. Wright, Provost and Chief Academic Officer. This person you will meet more formally, but Ms. April Ryan, our commencement speaker, is also on the dais. Dr. Leroy A. Durant, Vice President of Student Development and Services. Reverend Whitaker V. Middleton, Vice President for Institutional Advancement. Ms. Natasha Carter, President of the Claflin University International Alumni Association. And Lieutenant Colonel Folden Peterson, Professor of Military Science at South Carolina State University. Other members of the President's Cabinet, not on the upper level, Mr. Drexel B. Ball, Vice President for Administration. Dr. Zia Hassan, Vice President for Planning, Assessment, and Information Services. Mrs. Tijuana Hudson, Vice President for Fiscal Affairs. Ms. Melvina Williams, Executive Administrative Assistant to the President, and other members of the platform are Dr. Randall Harris, Assistant Professor of Biology and the Mace Bearer, and Mrs. Roe Hunt, the Registrar. Now, in the audience are many special guests and friends of the university. In fact, you're all special, but time does not permit us to single out each one of you. But I would like to acknowledge members of the Claflin University Board of Trustees and their spouses. If you would please just stand, members of the Board of Trustees and their spouses, if you would stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you very much. And if there are any former members of the board present, we will acknowledge you as well. Members of our Board of Visitors, chaired by Mrs. Thelma Hudson, if you would please stand and let us acknowledge if there are members present with us today, members of the Board of Visitors. And now, will all of the leal and loyal sons and daughters, the Claflin University alumni, if you would please, Claflin University alumni, please stand and let us acknowledge the presence of members of the Alumni Association, Claflin University. And I want to acknowledge the First Lady of Claflin University and my wife, Mrs. Alice Carson Tisdale. If you would please stand, Alice, and be recognized the First Lady of the university. We're pleased to have Alice's mother, Mrs. Virginia L. Carson, from Delaware, attending the graduation with us again this year. And my sister, Lola June, from Kingstree, is also in attendance, and we are pleased to have her. I would like to acknowledge our sheriff, a Claflin alumnus, Sheriff Leroy Ravenel, who's in the audience with us today. And another alum, Representative Joe Jefferson, and Mrs. Jefferson also in attendance in the corner with us. And thank you very much for being here. Are there other elected officials who are with us today? If you would please stand, any elected official with us today, please stand, let us acknowledge your presence with us today. Thank you very much. And I would also like to acknowledge members of the clergy, if you are a member of the clergy, would you please stand and let us acknowledge your presence with us today, wherever you may be in the audience. We thank you very much for joining us. Now, at this point, join me in applauding all of our special guests and acknowledgement. And we thank all of you for joining us today. At this time, the Claflin University Concert Choir will now provide a musical selection, "Oh, Praise the Lord." The choir is under the direction of Dr. Isaiah McGee.
Good morning. Will Miss April Rand please join me at the podium? Miss Rand, the iconic journalist Edward Murrow would be proud of you. One of his most famous quotes goes as follows: "We must not confuse dissent with disloyalty. When the loyal opposition dies, I think the soul of America dies. You have held fast to this noble journalistic philosophy in your more than 20 years of covering the White House. For millions of your listeners, you ask probing, direct questions of and to the powerful. You're a fearless reporter, one who is known to push back when necessary. Your fierce search for answers about the crucial national and global issues has occasioned death threats against you. An article in Newsweek magazine had this headline: "Why the White House Fears April Ryan." While most have come to know you recently from the daily White House press conferences, you are indeed a veteran White House correspondent. You have conducted one-on-one interviews with Presidents Clinton, Bush, and Obama. You have interviewed First Ladies Hillary Clinton, Laura Bush, and Michelle Obama. And you have interviewed Secretaries of State and Heads of State. You're a powerful role model to journalists of all backgrounds, but especially journalists of color. In you, they see integrity, confidence, professionalism, passion, and courage. Importantly, you are a role model for the graduates of the historically black colleges and universities. That you rose to the pinnacle of your profession and demonstrate such mastery of your craft is a source of enduring pride to the HBCU community. Members of this community observe how proud you are of being a graduate of a historic Morgan State University. You are a political analyst for CNN, an award-winning author, and much sought-after national speaker. Mr. President, for her consequential role on the national scene in holding the powerful to account, for all of her journalistic accolades, for upholding the high journalistic standards of the great Edward Murrow, for being a terrific role model to male and female journalists of all colors and ethnicities, for the positive media attention that her work has garnered for the HBCU community, I present Ms. April Ryan to bestow upon her the honorary Doctor of Humanities.
Ms. Ryan, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the General Board of Higher Education and Ministry of the United Methodist Church, upon recommendation of the faculty and approval of the Claflin University Board of Trustees, I am pleased to confer upon you the honorary Doctor of Humanities honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. And of course, you must have the Claflin University diploma. Ladies and gentlemen, and the class of 2018, I'm pleased to present the commencement speaker, Dr. April Ryan.
Wow, call me doctor. Oh, good morning, Claflin University. No, let's do better than that. I took a long ride from that airport. Good morning, Claflin. Yes, I'm so excited to be here today. Anytime I get away from the White House, it's always good. Yes, you can clap. I'm into participatory, back and forth, interaction. First of all, I want to thank President Tisdale so much for this honor. I'm touched, really touched by it. I want to thank the chairman of the board. I want to thank the Board of Trustees. I want to thank the family of President Tisdale. I want to thank all of you. It's an honor to be here with you on this day. It is an honor to be here with you on this day. In 1989, I graduated from Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm a Baltimore kid, and I'm a Morgan State HBCU person. So I understand we are here, we are there, right? So let me say this. 1989, I don't even remember the day. I don't remember my speaker. I remember, and I know we're in a church, but we were on a field. Someone got stung by a bee, and someone had a bottle of champagne. I know you're not doing that here. But I'm gonna make you remember me today. You're gonna remember this day. And this is a weekend of celebration, not just for graduates and not just, this is an HBCU graduating weekend, but this is gonna be the best commencement out of all. But yes, say it again, yes. Yes. But I want to give it up for the families. First of all, to the mothers. This is Mother's Day weekend. Yes, to the mothers. You sacrificed. I want all the mothers who got a graduate here, stand up. You sacrificed. You gave your last. You made sure that they graduated today. Mothers, turn around and say, thank you, Mom. If it's not a mom, it's a mom-like, thank them. Yes, trust me, I'm a mother. I see a sister in the back holding her hand up to God. Yes, I know. I've got two, trust me. So I've been there and I'm going there. So I honor you mothers, but I honor you class of 2018. I'm gonna tell you something. Yes, some of you walking around thinking, oh, I'm gonna walk out of here and I got my life pictured. I'm gonna put on my red bottoms, as Cardi B says, blood shoes. I'm gonna wear, trust me, I know, I've got a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old. And you're gonna get your Tesla and you're gonna be driving around in your M-Benz and live in a house on the hill. But I'm gonna tell you something. You better stop right now. Because the next day, what happens after today, after the parties and after you got your glittering hats, the next day, that page is unwritten. That page is unwritten, but you struggled. You know, some of you didn't make magna cum, summa cum. You might have made thank you, laude. And that teacher's somewhere over here that was giving you a problem to get out of school with, right? Say, okay, but I did it anyway, but we love you, teachers. But what about the next day? And I think about your chairman and how he loved Batman, but I'm gonna tell you something. I'm from that Wakanda nation. Yes, Wakanda forever. What did T'Challa's mother say when he was getting beaten up and beaten down? Because that's what happens the next day. What did T'Challa's mother say when he was getting beaten by, I forgot the clan the guy came from, but guess what? She said, show them who you are. Am I correct? Show them who you are. And I say that to say, how many ever years ago, 1989, I graduated from Morgan State University. I could have never imagined what life would give me or bring to me. I could have never imagined questioning 4 presidents of the United States. 3 of them, I know what they call me. They call me by name. This one, I don't know what he calls me, but that's okay. That's okay. But I say all this to say, be open to life for a time such as this. Be open to what life brings you. You think you finished learning? You've only just begun. This chapter is closing at this moment. You might walk across the stage with your Pradas and your Christian Louboutins and all that stuff. Your feet may be hurting, you want to look good, but the next day, it's the next day that matters. I'm an author. You have a book in front of you. You got chapters finished, but you have an unwritten page. What will that be? But I'm going to say this. As you carry on your life's work from this magnificent HBCU that was created right after the Civil War, it's saying something. Know your history. Know who you are by knowing where you've come from. Go ahead. Because if you don't know who you are, where you going? Where you going? And I say this all because in 2018, for a time such as this, I think about the students at Harvard University, how they're told, oh yes, you're the best of the best, and we educate you so you can go out and change the system. Why is that just a doctrine for Harvard? Why can't that be a doctrine for us? Seriously. And that's the doctrine I'm going to give you. You matriculated through this wonderful historic HBCU to challenge the system, to go out there and set forth your life, get married, do whatever you want to do legally, but to chart a course in life to be someone who brings good to the community. But for a time such as this, we've got to remember, it's not easy. It's not easy. I think about 2018. This is a historic year. Many of you may know, many of you may not know. But last month we celebrated 50 years, well, not celebrated, but we remembered 50 years of the assassination of the dreamer. 50 years ago, I'm 50. 50 years ago, that's not a long time, but we're still at a time when we're worried about our HBCUs staying open. We're still at a time when some of our brothers and sisters are said to come from S-hole nations. We're still at a time when our kids are going to a Waffle House and having issues. We're still at a time when, at an Ivy League school, you have to wear the paraphernalia of the school just to signify that you are at that school. 50 years ago, Dr. King, Jesse Jackson, 2018. 50 years ago, the Poor People's Campaign was started by Dr. King, but it wasn't finished. And we're still talking about issues of poverty in Washington. Dems and Republicans both want it, but why can't they get along and make it work? 50 years ago. And at that time, it wasn't just going to be about blacks. It was going to be about all people, lifting them up. And we still have some of our brothers and sisters, and these mothers and fathers can tell you, it was tough scraping together those nickels and dimes to get you here. That's right, $250 is the difference between one of your classmates not getting a degree versus you getting a degree today. That little bit of money, and we're still talking about poverty in 2018. I think about 50 years ago, there was a report, look it up, no, let me say Google it now. The Kerner Commission, some of you are old enough to remember this, the Kerner Commission report. LBJ was the president, and he wanted to find out what was the problem with policing in the black community. That was 50 years ago. And people upset about Colin Kaepernick taking a knee today. I'm from Baltimore, so forgive me. But I'm going to say this. You got to know who you are and know whose you are. And walk boldly into the night sometimes, because mommy and daddy got you now, but see, my parents cut me off. They said, okay, you got your degree. They said, okay, well, I guess I'm telling some of you don't want to tell your children, but they're going to cut you off at some point. My mother and father told me, they said, okay, you got your degree now. Any other degree you want, it's on you. I had to start paying for rent in my parents' house as soon as I graduated. I was like, what? Oh, life is you want party today? Well, party hard. I'm serious. Stomp, do whatever you're going to do Wakanda, all that stuff. Do the dab, whatever. Do all that. And the nay-nay. Take your selfie. I told you, I got a 15-year-old, 10-year-old. Do all of that. But come tomorrow, the book changes, the chapter changes. What's your story going to look like? I think about how we walk blindly sometimes, not understanding what's really going on in our lives. How we walk blindly every day saying, oh, this is going to change. How we walk blindly thinking, saying, oh, they're going to take care of me. No, you are now on you. I think of Shakespeare saying, to thine self be true. To thine own self be true. And then I think about what Iyanla Van Zant said last week at an event that I attended. She said, I am my sister's keeper. She said, no, I am my sister. Then she said, no, I'm my brother's keeper. No, I am my brother. Something that we have to really worry about today is if you see something over there, that's you. Are you going to stand up for it? For a time such as this in 2018, we're getting our degree. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work at a Fortune 500 company. But guess what? We are still a people that are underemployed and unemployed. Our numbers are higher than any other group. So this degree is one step towards ensuring that you're going to make that middle income status. But the getting there is still going to be the issue. So if I see my brother over there struggling, and I say it's unjust, but the system can't work, what are you doing? You're just helping the system not work. And I give this challenge to you too because we are in a critical time. I hate to hear people talking about, oh, I'm in the fetal position because of the election or this or that. Millennials, it's on you. You are our hope and our change. You are our hope and our change. And I'm going to say this, 58 years ago, and I don't want you to ever discount your power, because if you listen to some sectors, we are not included in the preamble of the Constitution because we are the people too who are still forming a more perfect union. Yes, we are the people too. My millennials, I'm so upset when I hear young people say, oh, I'm going to use my vote as protest. I don't care who you vote for. Vote. You are our future. And I'm going to tell you, Kwesi Mfume, the former head of the NAACP, my former congressman in Maryland, and my first program director, he became all this because he started on a trajectory of going into city government and city council. He got the city council seat by only 3 votes. He won by 3 votes. It makes a difference. Too many people died, had the crack of the billy club, had the sting of the hose on their skin for the sake of you. You are the hope and dream of the slave. You are the hope and dream of those who marched for our rights. And I think about the power of this young group who sometimes they don't remember that you are part of we the people. In order to form a more perfect union, we're still forming. Don't let anybody tell you it's done. It's still forming. Because there were young people over there in Florida that said, I don't like this, and they're trying to form a situation. And they got the attention of the world. I want to see excellence. This is a group of visionary leaders. What's your story? What's your story? It's beyond having that 6-figure salary. It's beyond those commas and zeros. What's your story? And it's not just about that. It's about helping people. It's an old gospel song that says, if I can help somebody, my living shall not be in vain. If I could sing, I'd sing it for you. But we have to remember, this is the moment, but we have to remember our history, who we are today, and where we're going tomorrow. But I'm going to give you something before I leave. Donny Hathaway, for all you old heads out here. Yeah, Donny Hathaway. There's a song that I just stayed on all weekend because my spirit has been in dis-ease about a lot of things that I'm seeing in 2018. In 2018, we are still struggling for first-class citizenship. But my spirit went to this song, Someday We'll All Be Free. Class of 2018, hang on to the world as it spins around. Just don't let the spin get you down. Things are moving fast. Hold on tight, you will last. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Class of 2018, I'm gonna go back to Wakanda. Class of 2018, as T'Challa is at Howard, I'm here. Show them who you are. God bless you. Congratulations. May God ever smile upon all of you. Blessings.
Thank you, Dr. Ryan, for a very relevant and inspiring message. And I'm confident that the class of 2018 will go forth and show them who they are. We want you to make certain that you go forth to bring about change, especially change with regards to the human conditions throughout the world. Again, let us applaud Dr. Ryan for bringing us that inspiring message. Now the University Concert Choir will come again to render a song, Signs of Judgment.
Judgment, oh judgment, judgment, judgments are coming, judgment, judgment's coming, judgment, judgments are coming, judgment, judgment's coming, judgment, judgments are coming, judgment, judgments are coming, judgments are coming, see signs of the judgment of God. See signs of the judgment of God. See the judgment of God. Time is drawing nigh. See signs of the judgment of God. See signs of the judgment of God. See the judgment of God. Time is drawing nigh. Better be ready for that great day when the Lord come and take his children away. Both man, from one side, you and judgment, judgments are coming, judgment, judgment's coming. See signs of the judgment of God. See signs of the judgment of God. See the judgment of God. Time is drawing nigh. Run to the mountain moved. I run to the hills, and they did too. Went to the rocks to hide my face. The rocks cried out, there's no hiding place. Oh, judgment. One of these mornings bright and fair. judgment's coming. See the sign of the judgments are coming. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Lord, see the sign of the judgments are coming. See the sign of the judgments coming. See the sign of the judgments are coming. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Lord, see the sign of the judgments are coming. Gotta be ready. Gotta be ready. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Lord, gotta be ready. Gotta be ready. Gotta be ready. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Lord, gotta be ready. Gotta be ready. Gotta be ready. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Lord, gotta be ready. Gotta be ready. Better be ready for the great day when the Lord comes and take his judgment Judgment's coming, judgment's coming, judgment's
We are very proud of our musical groups. They're outstanding ambassadors for the university. And I want us to also acknowledge the Wind Ensemble that's under the direction of Dr. Margaret Young Weitzel. Dr. Wright will now come forward to present 2 faculty awards. The first is the James E. Hunter Excellence in Teaching Award, followed by the William H. and Annette B. Johnson Endowed Faculty Award for Innovative Scientific Research.
The James E. Hunter Faculty Excellence in Teaching Award is presented to a member of the Claflin University faculty who demonstrates outstanding qualities in teaching, advisement, research, grantsmanship, and community service. Following a review process by a committee, this year's winner is Dr. Belinda Wheeler. Dr. Wheeler, please come forward. Dr. Wheeler is an associate professor of English. Her research interests include Australian, Aboriginal, African American, and 20th century American literature. She has edited books and written numerous scholarly articles. She is not only a prolific scholar and talented writer, but also an outstanding classroom professor. She is the recipient of many institutional as well as national teaching awards. And we congratulate you, Dr. Wheeler.
Dr. Wheeler, congratulations.
Trustee Attorney William and spouse Annette Johnson generously established the Innovative Scientific Research Award to recognize inspire, and reward scientific discovery. This year, the award goes to Dr. Bijoy Day, Assistant Professor of Physical Chemistry. Dr. Day, come forward. With 2 patents, his research includes chemical reaction dynamics based on Hamilton-Jacobi formulation, designing new photochromic materials for molecular switches, and the thermodynamics of molecular interactions by spectroscopic methods. I'm sure you understand that. He has conducted research at Princeton University, McMaster University, and the Institute of Theoretical Physics in Berlin, Germany. A well-published scientist, several of Dr. Day's articles have received multiple citations by scientists around the world. Congratulations, Dr. Day.
Congratulations, Dr. Day. Reverend Whittaker V. Middleton, Vice President for Institutional Advancement, will now come forward to present members of the class of 1968 for their golden diplomas. Reverend Middleton.
Mr. President, it is my distinct honor to present to you the Claflin University class of 1968. Will the candidates for the Golden Diploma please stand as your names are called and remain standing until all names have been called? Mary Settles Adams, Ruthie Backman, Julius Barnes, Ruth Sanders Bowman, Sandra Bright Perry, Mac Henry Burgess, Janie Cooper, Woodrow Cooper, Shirley Matthew Crisp, Maxine Robinson Cunningham, Simon L. Dickerson, Mary Brown Ford, Lorena Brown Fuller, Macon Gardner, Rosemarie Gregory West, Lily Haywood, Joetta Jackson, Nellie Kirkland Jenkins, Vernon Bernard Johnson, Carolyn Wells Johnson, Joyce Landrum, Patricia Pons Lee, Louis Mayrant Jr., Ernest Moore Jr., Celestine Elaine Shaw, Eva Johnson Smith, Sandra Parrott Stevenson, Bertha Mack Sullivan, Carolyn Gilliard Thayer, Foster B. Thayer, Aubrey Tucker Jr., Auburn Delano Williams, Carolyn Bright Wynn. At this time, I ask the family members of the Golden Diploma recipients, would you also stand along with them? And also would all members of the Golden Club, former 50-year graduates, would you stand along with them at this time? Mr. President, I present to you these leal and loyal sons and daughters for awarding of the Golden Diploma.
by virtue of the authority vested in me by the General Board of Higher Education and Ministry of the United Methodist Church, upon recommendation of the Alumni Association and approval of the Claflin University Board of Trustees, I award you the Golden Diploma with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations. Let's applaud the recipients of the Golden Diploma, our class of 1968. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Dr. Leroy Durant, Vice President for Student Development and Services, will present the recipient for the 2018 Presidential Excellence in Leadership and Service. Dr. Durant.
Good afternoon. Mr. President, it is indeed my distinct honor to present the recipient of the Student Award for Excellence in Leadership and Service from the class of 2018. Will Mr. Dominic Wiggins please come forward? Elected President of the Student Government Association for the 16-17 academic year, Mr. Wiggins specified Claflin University concept of visionary leadership. He is academically gifted, intellectually perspective, and has demonstrated consecutively other proven qualities that lead to enduring success on the life of purpose. He is a member of the Alice Corson Tisdale Honors College and will pursue a career in legal profession at USC. Mr. President, I present to you Mr. Dominic Wiggins.
Mr. Wiggins, congratulations. And now we will have Dr. Carl Wright come forward to present recipients of the 2018 Presidential Academic Excellence Awards. Dr. Wright.
It is customary at this time to present the undergraduate student graduating with the highest grade point average. But as the President alluded to earlier, this is indeed a special graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie between two students for the highest grade point average. Both are members of the Honors College. I'm pleased to present these two students to you. Two students with a perfect 4.0 GPA. And they are Trisana Fairweather an accounting major from Portland, Jamaica, and Brianna Williams, a psychology major from Sumter, South Carolina. Trisana is a perfect example of a student, scholar, athlete. She was a track and field star, excelling in conference and national competitions. A 7-time All-American student athlete, she became Claflin's first national track champion, winning the 200 meters at the national championship as a sophomore. But Trisana is more than a star student and a star athlete. She tutored, volunteered, and mentored. She was accepted into 5 top graduate programs and has decided to pursue further studies at Indiana University. In her 4 years at Claflin, Brianna was actively involved in multiple campus organizations and received so many academic, research, and civic awards. She has been featured in Who is Who among colleges and universities, was named a rising star in the prestigious Ron McNair program, and has conducted summer research at some of the top universities in the country, as well as presenting seminars and conferences all over the USA. After Claflin, Brianna will enroll in a doctoral program in counseling psychology at the University of Illinois, where she was one of only 5 students admitted into that prestigious doctoral program. Normally, the student who delivers a challenge to the graduating class is a person with the highest GPA. But how do you top a 4.0? When there's a tie, as there is today, the student selected for this honor is the one who took the most credits at Claflin. This person is Trisana Fairweather.
I congratulate both of our scholars. Let me begin by congratulating Brianna Williams. Ms. Williams, congratulations. And I congratulate Trisana Fairweather, who will give the challenge to the graduating class. Ms. Fairweather.
President Henry N. Tisdale, First Lady Mrs. Alice Carson Tisdale, members of the board, administrators, faculty, friends, families, distinguished guests, and graduating seniors, a pleasant good afternoon and welcome to the 2018 Claflin University graduation ceremony. As I look out into the auditorium, I can almost feel the emotions from you all. For families and friends, the pride you feel in your graduates' accomplishment is immense. Our parents feel great joy in knowing that their child or ward stuck it out to the very end. I know you also feel relieved that your credit card will now soon get to rest. A big round of applause for our parents, please. Although my mom was denied the opportunity of being here today, I can still feel her pride as she watches on live stream from Jamaica. She is the wind beneath my wings. She always told me from when I was a toddler, I was tough and independent, to the point where I refused to wear diapers at some months old and instead potty trained myself long before it was expected. Sharon Bryan, mommy, big up. Mothers, as your day approaches, I know there is no better way than to bring that smile than to see your child walk across this stage today. To all mothers, happy Mother's Day when it comes. From home to school, our professors became our towers of strength and a guiding compass who kept on encouraging and looking out for us every step of the way. Here at Claflin University, we have received a great education thanks to our fine administration and professors. You have given us the best education we could ever ask for and have provided us with many life lessons we will need in order to succeed. Our professors have made it quite enjoyable here. Without their support, along with the dedicated staff and noble alumni, today would not have been possible. A big thank you to you all. Today, we have become Claflinites graduates. The home of the Panther is now home of the future's doctors, accountants, scientists, lawyers, and musicians. No matter what our reasons were for choosing Claflin so very few years ago, what is important now is that we are all here today to celebrate our triumphs, our achievements, our victories, both individually and as a school, and the journey on which we all embark toward our future destinations. Each of us has had our own unique experiences at Claflin University, a combination of good times and bad times, times of laughter and of joy, times of school spirit, and of course, times of last-minute studying for that exam that we forgot was taking place tomorrow morning. Thank God for Jasmine Cafe. My class, my family, and my friends, after 4 long years, we have finally made it. My friends, we have a lot to be grateful for. Claflin has been our lifeline and backbone on this successful journey. I am ever so grateful for the Passport to College organization, which introduced me to this esteemed institution, and of course, the Alice Carso Tisdale Honors College and the athletic department, who funded me and supported me in every step of the way. Claflin has provided opportunities which I am sure we are all grateful for, from financial assistance to the informative assemblies and valuable career expos. With this being said, my fellow graduates, I have a challenge for you. A challenge to give back. Give back in your own special way and make a change. Claflin has helped each and every one of us and created visionary leaders of tomorrow. And so, it is important that we impart what we have earned here to better this world. Graduation marks the end of yet another extraordinary chapters in our lives. With this chapter almost completed, I am certain that many of us are already anxious about starting the next one to add in to our own unique stories. We have our own book of life that has not yet been written, and every day that passes is another page we write in for ourselves. Luckily, as Claflin graduates, we have been given all of the paper and ink we need to write our own stories. And with the love and support from our families, friends, and fellow graduates, our stories will be the best sellers. In closing, class of 2018, let's show the world what it means to step out with the Claflin confidence and shine as a true visionary leader, as President Tisdale would drill in our heads. Remember, God, stay true to yourself. Never, I said never, lose hope. One love and congratulations, we did it.
A great challenge. Let's give Ms. Fairweather another round of applause. You did an excellent job. Now we're moving to another phase of our program. And let me say this as we move into this segment of the program, that graduation is an important event in the lives of our parents, our students, and yes, family members. Please remember that in this graduation ceremony, that we ask that there not be loud, unsolicited applause, catcalls, whistles, or other type of noise, which is really inappropriate for this particular event. And it's also about respecting others who would like to be able to hear the names of their loved ones as they come across the stage. So we do ask for your consideration and your cooperation as we move into the segment of awarding and conferring of degrees. Thank you very much. Dr. Wright. Dr. Carl Wright will come forth with the introduction of the deans.
I'm pleased to present the deans of the 4 schools at Claflin University. Dr. Charles Richardson, Dean of the School of Business. Dr. Nicole Strange Martin, Dean of the School of Education. Dr. Isaiah McGee, Dean of the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, and Dr. Verlie Graham Tisdale, Dean of the School of Natural Science and Mathematics. And now, will the candidates for the Master of Business Administration degree, the Master of Science in Biotechnology degree, and the Master of Education degree please stand? Mr. President, these candidates have fulfilled all of the requirements for the master's degree in their respective fields, have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees. I present them to you for the conferring of the Master in Business Administration degree, the Master of Education degree, and the Master of Science in Biotechnology.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the General Board of Higher Education and Ministry of the United Methodist Church, upon recommendation of the faculty and approval of the Claflin University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Master of Business Administration degree, the Master of Science in Biotechnology degree, and the Master of Education degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Will the candidates please come forward? You will be led to the stage by a marshal.
Kia Funderburg, Mona Mahajan, Pratima Pandi, Naja Jane Argro, Courtenay Devon Brunson, Megan Nicole Frost, Veronica Tierria Mitchell, Joy Denise Pollock, Sakajwa Tahaya Saleh, Sunny Tate, Depika Bogati, Tishina Terriera Brown, Damon Marceline Brown Crawford, Pratikumar Rajnikant Darji, Elise Renee Davis, Krunal Sautipyai Desai, Harriet Jackson Hyman, Terrence Sadaro Izzard, Akash Sanjay Patel. Ashikumar Kumadbatai Patel. Parth Vipanbyai Patel. Tracy Peel. Jasmine Shatiel Tyler.
You may be seated. And now, will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree and the Bachelor of Science degree please stand? Mr. President, these candidates have fulfilled all of the requirements for the bachelor's degree in their respective fields, have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees. I present them to you for the conferring of the Bachelor of Arts degree or the Bachelor of Science degree in their respective fields.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the General Board of Higher Education and Ministry of the United Methodist Church, upon recommendation of the faculty and approval of the Claflin University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Bachelor of Arts degree or the Bachelor of Science degree in your respective fields with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Please be seated. You'll be led to the stage by the marshal.
Brianna Chantel Barrios. Floyd Justin Bowen Jr. Malik Omari Briggs. Akeem Rashad Brooks. Destiny Saman Brunton. Stanyetta Megan Carson. William Jared Coulter III. Amber Brianna Dove. Desmond Durant. Tisana Natasha Fairweather. Janae Laquana Fleming. Stephen Edison Fuller Jr. Malik Eric Griffith. Tikaira Ataran Elon Garvin. Latanya B. Germany. Christopher Dene Gilliam II. Kirsten Monet Hargett. Udu Noel Hazel. Daniel Seth Higgins. Xavier Jacoby Hampton. Ashley Veronica Jackson. Kentrell A. Johnson. Tondrick Leonard Johnson. Trayvon S. Johnson. Talon Jamal Octonic Lewis. Betty H. Lincoln. Stephanie Robinson Kett. Crystal Kempson. Latoya Antoinette Kennard. Michael Scott Kendrick. Theodore Rochelle Kennedy II. Jacob Jerome Bellinger. Khalil St. John Nicholson. Nan Thai Kim Gwynn. Sure. Devante Keon Oliver. Afrieda LaShawn Parker. Raven Janae Parker. Jalen Caleb Percy. Aaron D. Perry. Don Allen Phillips. Harry LaRon Powell. Leon Marzette Price. Justin K. Graham. Reynard Justice Gregory. Antoine J. Green. Ashley Renee Green. Kelvin Ginyard. Annie S. Ramus. Jasmine Shakeda Stokes. Raven Camille Strong. Kiana Sherelle Tobin. Marquise Tucker. Jordan Lawrence Wallace. Ariel Chalet Wilson. Takia Kashima Kiyosha McFadden. Travis Quinn Martinez. Rachel Major. Cecilia Amanda Bird Mack. Teresa Marie McKine. Quentin X. McKnight. Hillary Mokaya. Devin P. Morgan. Jessica Brielle Mosey. Tyler Matthew Scantling. Sydney Lawrence Miguel Chalmers Durham. Brianna Alisa Richards. Jasmine Renee Robinson. Pamela Danica Robinson Duxon. Nicole Deval Simpson. Kayla Nicole Singleton. Giovanna Ashanti Simmons. Harold Rashid Smith. Andre D. Staley Sr. Melinda Chantel Staley. Michaela Trinice Stormer. Donald M. Strzok Jr. Quincy Daniel Agnew. Kelsey L. Barnes. Asia L. Clark. Latovia Shakwana Covington. Haley Shea Craven. Catherine Margarita Cruz. Tony Raquel DeWitt. Peyton Jasmine Edwards. Ashley Monet Fields. Deja Lucia Gaither. Lorenzo Tremaine Gavin. Brianna Nicole Glover. Ulysses Cecil Gray III. Trevor G. Hemphill. Alexia Monet Herring. Linwood Denard Johnson. Melody Carose Rivers. Britton Deron Reed. Brittany Lynn Pincel. Curtis Patterson III. Tiaria Alexis Norman. Deshaun Lacroix Nails. Aliyah Cherie Miller. Austin Tyler Lawton. Darrell James Langston Jr. Jasmine Nicole Robinson. Kenya Inman Polidor Robinson. Michael Anthony Robinson Jr. Nautica Amy Kinoya Walls. Alexis Ivana Joyner. LaJarvis Ronell Jones. Latasha Camray Deasia Jones. LaShonda Latrell Warren. Jamila Christine Williams. Corday Javon Wilson. Nicholas Lance Emmanuel Yelverton. Joaquina Denisha Adams. Jessica Gabrielle Albino. Audrey Tatika Ancharina. John Emmanuel Babbitt. Jasmine Tatiana Deance Baker. Travis LaRoyce Barnes. Brittany Deanna Barnes. Shayla Monique Bell. Brianna Rochelle Berry. Alexis Volante Bookman. Alexis Marie Bozier. Tajay Javon Boyer. Annie Marie Bovain. Tyra Daquetta Pricey. Krista Monet Bradley. Tommy Renee Bradley. Tony Janelle Bradley. Sarah Marie Brogdon. Katernia Alexis Brown. Mitchell Aaron Brown. Kyla Latrice Brown. Marlena Shalise Brown. Danny Alexander Brown. Jasmine T. Brown. Laquetta Nicole Brown. Melanie D. Bryant. Shelvin Jamal Burns. Tiana Sherry Bush. Leilani Marie Campbell. Ayana Joy Chadwick. Reginald Talmadge Chisholm Jr. Brianna Ashley Chisholm. Kelsey Monique Cord. Jasmine Monique Cole. Morgan Elizabeth Cooper. Ashley Brianna Craig. Priscilla Kramer. Alandria Jakela Davis. Janique Nyasia Davis. Taryn N. DeLions. Taisha Santana Dennis. Desmond Tamika Dow. Joshua Dupree Downey. Janae Chavez Aidy. DeAndrea Shanice Ely. Ashanti M. Irvin. Rajani Nikitra Ferguson. Cynthia Fogel. Norman Frazier Jr. Shekinah Rakie Friesen. Jordan Levon Gaddis. Kimberly Nicole Gilliard. Kashira Monet Gibbons. Jocelyn Victoria Grace. Datisha Nairi Nashan Graham. Alexia Kalia Grant. Derica Daniela Gray. Diona Shawani Green. Chanel Janae Green. Tadarius Marquise Gregg. Bradley Alexander Harris. Essence Iman Harris. Jeff DeQuatzel Hart. Salvatore Shadavius Hart. Malik M. Harvey. Brittany Hawkins. Brooke Gillian Hawkins. Shamika Tanis Hemingway. Jamie Grishon Hudgens. Sherelle Renee Dolores Jackson. Alexis Illyria Jackson. Justin Eugene James. Shwakaria Shanasia Jameson. Ramona Abigail Jeffrey. Amaris Loy Jenkins. Brittany Jenkins. Morgan Shanice Jenkins White. Barvette Janice. DeAndre J. Jennings. Lavassier Danielle Johnson. Melissa Jacqueline Johnson. Esther Rebecca Jones. Aja Monet June. Tina Nyeron Edna Kalu Onuma. Brianna Monisha Kelly. Zakera Simone Killian. Yoshi Leonardo Kirkland. Brittany Vernay Levine. Malik Tyshawn Lauper. Timothy Levert Lyons Jr. Alyssa Victoria Marlborough. Shanice Manieza. Alexis Brianna McKee. Elijah Joseph McInnes. Matthew Victor Melvin. Nasha Ariel Miller. Brianna Monique Mole. Mo. Brittany Nicole Monroe. Russia Deshae Moore. Kayla Simone Moultrie. Niger Natasha Muldrow. Kevin Miles Murray. Alexis Nicole Norfleet. Shaquille D. Paul. Daniel Valentino Peacock. Morgan Alexis Perkins. Jasmine Sharelle Pinkney. Ashante Chanel Pitts. Terry Mitya Prince. Alana Sharnice Rab. Amber Alyssa Ravenel. Shania Delilah Ravenel. Tori Cornelia Reeder. Ebony Sierra Reed. Dion Anthony Rode. Jasmine Arnell Rich. Kayla Capri Richardson. William Edward Richburg. Dominique W. Riggins. Jasmine Brianna Nicole Riley. Shantia Ayana Lanelle Rivera. Antoine Omi Robinson. Jamaris Allen Robinson. Jessica B. Salgado. Antonio Ruiz Sanchez. Chance Lane Schultz. Jamela Dekita Scott. Harrison George Schuler. Lyric Alexis Simmons. Corinthia Juliet Sims. Laquan Tyreek Smith. Jawan Latrell Smith. Brishara Akima Smith. Sierra Nicole Smith. Africa Winter Cherie Spates. Trinity Nakira Spikes. Candace Danielle Starks. Teron Thomas Staten. Dekendra Ashley Streeter. Brianna Danielle Thomas. Patrick O'Neill Thompson. Trayvon Cortez Tisdale. Kishay Samantha Tobin. Gloria Tucker. Ayana Charmaine Tyler. Kendra Latoya Tyler. Erica Simone Van Dyke. Preston Walker Jr. Aubrey D. Snow. Ikera Kwame Warren. Leticia Warren. Amore Sane Washington. Jaquan D. Washington. Margarita Chanel Watson. Jermaine Davante Wack. Christopher Ronaldo White. Latoya Tanisha White. Tammy Akira White. Destiny Lachey White. Candice Alicia Wigfall. Camille Victoria Wilcox. Dominique Olivia Williams. Andrea Tiana Williams. Brianna J. Williams. Mayesia Shayana Wright. Sade Patrice Young. Gayla Marpesa Ziegler. Ryan Patrick McKinney. Alamede Christiana Adebowala. Gideon Aning Adu. Rosa Elena Alcantar Guzman. Michaela R. Austin. Aisha Lene Bellinger. Mary Mirandi Black. Xavier Micah Black. Kimira Kayona Boyd. Anisha Elizabeth Brown. Tiara Zemara Brown. Essie Shonetia Campbell. Talea Q. Campbell. James Shaquille Caraway. Michelle Marie Coyle. Christian Alexandria Dix. Shabria Lacheri Durton. Chantel Venice Ducent. Jalisa Travia Iwan. Jamon Shalik Farmer. Monique Aklia Felix. Samira Takia Greer. Malik Ashanti Hayes. Dominique Latia Jackson. Tyrell Xavier Jameson. Kia Jeanette Jones. Jemiah Tane Middleton. Jamaica Cheyenne Miller. Bridget Monet Monroe. Khadijah Moore. Jania Dazine Moresby. Wendena Shona K. Parks. Nia Alexis Peak. Alicia Taylor Esperanza Perez Johnson. Tyler Renee Pikes. Jusita Rockman. Jonica Janelle Regina Rainey. Abraham Kiptitir Rotich. Ashira Tanita Sims. Stianlin Iman Sumter. Brandy Camille Taylor. Nadine Carissa Thomas. Latrell Riche Waiters. Melik Antonio Williams. Denarian Mace Williams. Nicholas Deshaun Williams. Laquasia D. Wilson. Saida Rahima Wright. Mary Michelle Robinson. Chastity Sharice Wilson. Denise Mintz Hook. Yes, I have some, sir. Thanks.
At this time, I would ask all receiving undergraduate degrees, please stand. All receiving undergraduate degrees. And we want to do this one together. I'm asking all receiving undergraduate degrees, turn your tassels. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to have your attention. We need to have your attention so that we might move on with the program. At this point, we have a very important segment of the program coming up. We will have our Army ROTC commissioning ceremony. Our Army ROTC program is in partnership with South Carolina State University. And I'm pleased to present Lieutenant Colonel Folden Peterson.
Thank you, Mr. President, First Lady. Today, class 2018, this is all about you. This is all about you, right? Don't leave these doors without remembering the charge of Dr. Ryan, right? Today, you begin your story. In the last 4 years, they told you where to be, when to be there, what to eat, the whole nine, right? Now it's your turn. So with that being said, commissionees, post. President Tisdale, these commissionees have met all the requirements for commissioning as second lieutenants in the United States Army. Sir, I present them for your approval.
Approval is granted.
Commissionees, about peace. Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your full name. Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States, as indicated in the grade of second lieutenant, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations. About peace.
Second Lieutenant Jessica Burrell Mosey is commissioned into the active duty Army and assigned to the Adjutant General's Corps. She will attend Basic Officer Leadership course at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and assigned to Fort Bragg, North Carolina. She will be pinned today by her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jesse and Brenda Mosey. Second Lieutenant Latasha Camray DeAsia Jones is commissioned into the active duty Army and is assigned to the Signal Corps. She attended Basic Officer Leadership course at Fort Gordon, Georgia, and assigned to Fort Wainwright, Alaska. She will be pinned by her sister, Patrice Jones, and her cousin, Miss Tamika Bond. Second Lieutenant DeAndre Jordan Jennings is commissioned into the Army Reserve. He is assigned to the Military Police Corps. He will attend Basic Officer Leadership course at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. He will be pinned by his parents, Mr. Dennis Jennings, and his mother, Miss Kimberly Walker. Second Lieutenant Nicholas Deshaun Williams is commissioned into the active duty Army and assigned to the Signal Corps. He will attend Basic Officer Leaders Corps at Fort Gordon, Georgia. His first assignment is Fort Lewis, Washington. He will be pinned by his mother, Ms. Talisha Williams, and son, Mr. Carter Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Claflin University Army Commissioning Class for Spring 2018. This moves the total to 128 officers commissioned from Claflin University and its Army's newest second lieutenants.
At this time, we'll have Reverend Whitaker V. Middleton, the Vice President for Institutional Advancement, come forward and induct the new alumni into the International Alumni Association. Reverend Middleton.
On behalf of President Natasha Carter in her absence and all of the members of the International Alumni Association, it is indeed a pleasure for me to induct this most distinguished Claflin class of 2018 into the International Alumni Association. And I want to add, as we conduct this induction ceremony today, that we're giving the entire class a 1 year of free membership with all rights and privileges going along with that. Would all of the members of the class of 2018 please stand? I'm also asking that all of the members of the International Alumni Association that are present with us today, would you also stand along with them? I now ask that you raise your right hands and repeat after me. I do solemnly vow and affirm that as an alumnus of Claflin University, I will do everything within my powers to foster the spirit of intelligent inquiry in this university and harmony in mankind in the community in which I live and work, and will act to preserve these attributes at all times. I do solemnly vow and affirm that as an alumnus of Claflin University, I will propagate and otherwise support the goals of the university and will give moral, mental, and financial support. Let's repeat that last one. And and give financial support without reservations, willingly, and to the fullest extent of my means. I will, in the interest of Claflin University, assume this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. By virtue of the powers invested in me by the International Alumni Association and Claflin University, I now induct you into the Alumni Association with all privileges, but with all rights and responsibilities there too. Let's give them a round of applause. You may be seated. Thank you.
Let me again say congratulations to the class of 2018. You are a part of a very special joy that we feel today. As you transition into the real world, I advise you to utilize the Claflin experience to good advantage and look to the future with courage and confidence. We know that as you leave this institution, you represent extraordinary achievers with a distinct confidence and character. We send you forth and trust that you will go forth with a commitment to visionary leadership and selfless service. Finally, I advise, take God with you wherever you go. I advise that you remember that Claflin University is your home. Come home often. And I congratulate you. I also want to, at this time, thank all of our participants for helping us to make this program a success. We thank you for your attendance today and your support for our students and our graduates. We especially thank the parents and families who provided care and made sacrifices and given love, commitment, encouragement, and money. Will all the parents, spouses, children, and family members of our graduates please stand and allow us to applaud you for your support of our students in Claflin University. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want us to acknowledge another special group of individuals who worked hard to help our students achieve their educational objectives. The Claflin University world-class faculty. Will you please stand, faculty? Let us recognize and applaud the faculty. Thank you. And now, let me also recognize members of the university's dedicated and devoted staff. Will our staff who are present today, if you please stand, and let us recognize you. If you're standing already, just raise your hand. But we want to thank you for your support of our students. Finally, I thank all of those who serve in various capacities to make our commencement convocation a success, including the commencement committee, marshals, hosts, hostesses, and ushers. Thank you. Now we have reached the end of our commencement convocation for 2018. I want you to listen carefully. Please stay in place. Listen carefully because we'll need to process out of here and we need you in place throughout the recessional. Will you please, we're going to ask you, and let me say this, we'll ask you to stand for the singing of the alma mater. Then following the singing of the alma mater, we'll ask that you be seated for the benediction. Then our guests on the dais, of course, our faculty, our students, and Board of Trustees will be able to leave the center while you are seated. Please follow directions. At this time, we are going to ask you to join us in the singing of the alma mater, which is found on page 37 of our program. may be seated for the benediction.
Now go and serve the Lord. Do all the good you can, in all the ways you can, in all the times you can, in all the places you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can. And may Almighty God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit go with you. Amen.